Oh, it's another thing you millennials are killing.
What?
I'm just kidding. Office parties phasing out. More companies doing away with the festivities, not because of money. They say the Me Too movement has a role in the decision. We're going to break down the findings. But do you agree with this move? You know, head on over to the Morning Rush page. You know, use the hashtag Morning Rush ATL. Let us know. I mean, right now, look at the poll. Look at the poll. 90% of people say no.
Don't get rid of it.
Yeah, I agree
when you
with
hear
these
the
people.
reason, though, when you hear the reason, it makes sense.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
Okay, well, clear.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Chesley, that's enough. All right, folks, let's get into what's going on in the Rush Block. Chesley, I tell you. You say, yeah.
Wait till you hear the reason. Wait till you hear it. All right, so we're looking at clouds overhead right now, folks. Mostly cloudy skies on the outside. That rain is pushed off toward the east. There may be a dot or two on your windshield. That's it. The trend will be clearing as we head into the afternoon. Visibilities are reduced in some spots, mainly over toward the east. You can see about a mile or less for Athens, over toward Covington. Everywhere else looking better. Look at that. 10s now in Atlanta, Marietta, and Canton, where we just had zeros 2 hours ago, right? Temperatures in the 50s starting off this morning, so it's a mild start. But those temperatures will fall off as we head through the afternoon, down to the 40s, and I think that's where we're going to stay for the rest of the afternoon. Going to give it a 6 out of a possible 11. Despite the sunshine, you're going to need that light coat today, folks. Time now for a check on the traffic. Here's Crash Clock.
Oh, unfortunately, the Sky Tracker is on a weather hold, but it don't. I don't need a chopper to tell you the traffic because it's getting bad out there. A lot of folks back in town, back on the roads, going back to work, and we've got red just about everywhere, including your south side. Oh boy, look at that. This is 75 northbound Forest Parkway. A couple left lanes are blocked. You're jammed up beyond Terra Boulevard, almost past towards Highway 54. So big delays coming through Henry Clayton County on I-75. Might want to consider 675 as an alternate. This one quickly moved off to the right, 285 northbound past I-20 over on the west side. You can see a little bit of red there on the left side of your screen. That's some volume coming in around Six Flags, and we've still got big troubles. We've got volume building on 85 at 316, but we still have 85 shut down northbound between 211 and 53. Traffic diverted off at Highway 211, 74 minutes just to get from 985 to 211, get to 124 as an alternate. Francesca?
Thanks so much, Crash. 2 people hurt after a home is blown from the foundation from a blast. Investigators trying to get to the bottom of the Marietta House explosion. Naima Abdullahi following the latest from the 11 Alive newsroom.
And Francesca, this was such a scary situation for the community. 2 men were injured and hospitalized from the house explosion. Now, fortunately, it was just minor injuries and burns. But according to the Cobb County Fire Department, it happened around 2 p.m. on Powers Ferry Road. The 2 men were in the crawl space fixing a leak at the time when it happened. And then 30 minutes prior to the explosion, the house was being shown to potential buyers. We talked to a real estate agent who was there at the time.
You can see the debris from the ceiling and from the attic spacing that is on the floor. I was mostly concerned about the 2 gentlemen that were downstairs working and the fire.
And fortunately, the 2 men are okay. The home is owned by an elderly woman who now has to decide whether she's going to tear it down or try to salvage what's left of it.
Thank you, Naima. Nasty weather in the Midwest could impact airport travel. If you're flying today or picking up someone at the airport, just be sure to check the status of the flight. Now, this is a live look at Chicago. You can see that some of that snow is on the ground there. Now, let's get out to Christy Etheridge at Hartsville-Jackson. And Christy, how are things going for us?
Francesca, the good news is that the Atlanta airport, the busiest airport in the world, works like a well-oiled machine. You can see this is the TSA security line, and they're keeping things moving. It's pretty congested right now, as you would expect. AAA says about 54 million Americans traveled for this Thanksgiving holiday, but look this way. These are 2 lines of people waiting to get into the line for TSA security, so it's definitely heavy. At last check, the waits were between 15 and 30 minutes, so give yourself a little extra time, but there are minimal delays and only 1 or 2 canceled flights right now. So the best thing to do is, for the most updated information, check your flight or FlightAware, and we'll be updating you throughout the morning.
Thanks so much, Christy.
Francesca.
Thank you. We'll continue to track those flights, as she mentioned, throughout the day. We want you to head on over to 11alive.com for a live flight tracker. That's just one of the top stories we're following this morning.
A safe haven for strays reopens. The Humane Society of Northeast Georgia is returning to operations after a Saturday morning fire. flames started coming from an HVAC unit and forced animals and workers to evacuate. The Humane Society says the Hall County Fire Department quickly doused the flames. No animals were hurt.
We're just grateful for his kidney transplant. I've seen a big change. He hadn't been in the hospital in a whole year.
Celebrating a one-year kidneyversary. 3-year-old AJ Burgess and his family grateful for a successful kidney transplant at this time last year. His story went viral. His father, a perfect match, was set to give him a kidney, but went to jail on a parole violation. The hospital put his life-saving surgery on hold, but soon another donor became available. This weekend, the family came together to mark the milestone.
Say thank you for my kidney.
Yeah. I'm Tracy Potts. The former Trump campaign aide who lied to the FBI about his Russian connections is going to jail today. You may remember George Papadopoulos pleaded guilty. He tried to get the judge last minute to delay his sentence, got some new lawyers, made a new argument. It did not work. He's headed to jail. We're also awaiting today a status hearing on the sentence for former campaign chair Paul Manafort.
That is your Rush Block. The time now is 6:35. This morning, Kevin Hart and his wife, Aniko, are defending their child's birthday party. Have you heard about this one? The theme of their one-year-old son's celebration was cowboys and Indians. Now, Aniko posted pictures of the party on her Instagram, which drew arguments from people saying it's not a big deal to people calling it downright insensitive. Now, Trent Gilbreth is filling in for Liza Lucas, and he's the digital contributor from Atlanta & Company. And Trent breaks down some of these reactions for us.
Well, Francesca, you're right. She posted multiple images on her Instagram page, including little Kenzo himself. And we heard from you on Twitter. Tim said, "Lighten up, folks. Playing cowboys and Indians was part of my childhood and harmless fun." We also heard from Lorene, "Oh, please, people, mind your own business." But on our Facebook page, Morning Rush ATL, Tabby weighed in and said, "I think it's a bit too much for a child." Keep those comments coming on our Facebook page.
It's definitely a hot talker, Trent. Thanks so much. And we want you to chime in, as Trent mentioned, on our Morning Rush ATL Facebook page. We're actually going to continue to track your conversation throughout the morning. All right, folks, you know what time it is. It is time to get into what's going on in other news. It is Cyber Monday, a glorious, glorious day. And if Black Friday was any indication of online shopping, it's going to be a great day for retailers. Oh, my cart is full. Online sales during Black Friday hit an all-time high in 2018, reaching over $6 billion in sales. There was a 23% increase compared to 2017's $5 billion. The numbers coming from Adobe Analytics. People are staying home to shop instead of heading to crowded malls or stores. That's just what it is, and I am one of them. And a heartwarming moment after a big win at the Benz. Oh man, Atlanta United's Josef Martinez makes a very special gesture to a loved one in the crowd. Take a look at this. He actually gave his jersey to his grandma right after the match. A special moment. As you can see, she was super emotional. And actually, our photojournalist, Stephen Boise, caught this. He was inches away as the crowd was chanting and cheering. Oh, I love that so much. Okay, now it's time for a segment we like to call So They Say. Bye-bye holiday office parties. Could that be a thing? More companies are doing away with them because of the Me Too movement. Now, as we break down the findings, we want you to head on over to 11alive.com/vote to weigh in. So do you think holiday parties should be banned at work? Maybe your workplace. A survey by Challenger, Gray, and Christmas says only 65% of companies that we surveyed are planning to have a holiday party this year, okay? So again, this comes from the Me Too movement, the nationwide sexual misconduct scandal. The companies are actually worried about potential lawsuits stemming from inappropriate behavior that happens typically at these holiday parties. Keep in mind, some of these holiday parties, they do have alcohol at them after hours when there's, alcohol, as I mentioned. Now, if not canceling, and at the very least, other companies are actually limiting or eliminating alcohol at the parties altogether just to decrease the amount of potential, assaults that could happen at these parties. Agree with it?
Yes. Yes, I do. We all know the effects of alcohol. We all know what happens at some of these parties and so forth and so on. And yeah, in order for a company not to be sued, if I was a business owner, I would say the same thing. If we're going to have a party, no alcohol. No alcohol.
Yeah, it's funny. I think most of our conversations today are stemming from an old school train of thought and a new school train of thought. Things change, times change. They have changed, and we have to adapt to that. Do I agree with it? Nah, not really. I think it's fun to have a couple of beverages at a holiday party. I don't agree with having a holiday party where you work. Like we have ours here in the station. Although it's a great job, they put together a wonderful time for all of us. I like the outside ones. I've had those before at different places, you know, like hotels and things like that. They're a little bit fun, but those are the ones that do tend to get a little out of hand. So I understand both. You know.
And a lot of our this one here laughing, and a lot of our viewers are chiming in on this as well. Rooney, Utah, he chimed in on Twitter. He says, if companies are canceling holiday parties because of this, then it sounds like there is a bigger problem at the company.
See, okay, no, it's to me, it's what the alcohol does to you. You know, some people feel like they can't do anything or have fun without alcohol. So it alters their personality and so forth and so on. So if you're not used to that person being like that at work, you get to an office party and then all of a sudden they're, you know, touchy-feely or whatever the case may be, you know.
You should be able to handle yourself. If you are a grown person at work, you should be able to handle yourself.
Yeah, but you throw alcohol in it, it alters your mind.
Absolutely.
Especially if you have a little too much.
I agree with Chesley, and I wouldn't trust myself either. If I had too much champagne, let's see, who would I go after first? Probably Farrah, and then I would chase Chesley around, and then probably you, Fran, maybe Napoleon after.
Quickly move on.
Moving on. Ahead on Morning Rush before a lawsuit gets filed right now, hoping to lure more directors, actors, and extras to Cobb County in the A scene. How leaders are trying to bring more movie productions to our backyard. I tell you, Crash. And settling an upset stomach, why people usually turn to mint to remedy the illness.
Hey, one thing you need to know weather-wise today, it's going to be a chilly one out there this afternoon. 47 degrees for the high with those winds out of the northwest, about 16 miles per hour. Gusts will be even higher than that at times.
And who's that sits over there in that other cubicle?
You going after them too?
Yeah, I'll go after that one too. All right, folks, we're back to business here with the rush hour. The I-20s are thickening up downtown, south side, and we still got to talk about what's happening in Jackson County. It's a real rush hour out there. We'll be right back.
All right, folks, you see your screen. It is time for the A Scene, my entertainment segment that gives you a slice of Georgia's quickly growing entertainment industry. And we are kicking off with the production spotting of HBO's Watchmen, filming in Decatur, Georgia. Take a look at these photos. So Watchmen is actually set in an alternate history where superheroes are treated as outlaws. It's actually based on the Alan Moore graphic novel. A few of our A Scene insiders follow the Watchmen Brazil's Facebook page, and they spotted these behind-the-scenes photos in Decatur, Georgia. According to the site, the show is based in Tulsa, which is why we see the Tulsa cop cars. They're filming a funeral procession scene here. Not sure what else is going on. The series also films in Macon. Now switching gears to huge news in Cobb County's film industry. That's the home where movies like Hidden Figures, Instant Family, MacGyver shoots there, and Selma, they were shot there as well. Tomorrow, Cobb Board of Commissioners will vote on a proposal that could bring more film business to the county. Now, under the proposal, Cobb Travel Tourism would receive 75% of the permit revenue collected from the hundreds of film permit fees that are filed with the county. According to Marietta Daily Journal, if the agreement had been in effect during the county's fiscal 2018 year, that would amount to about a $20,000 payout or payment out of the approximately $27,000 collected in fees that year. The vote goes down at 7 p.m. Tuesday.
Hello, Hogs.
Yes, sir. We're here. You got to take it home.
Yeah, take it home. Oh,
go Hawks. Oh, yeah, you know I had to do it, right? Lastly, a quick celebrity spotting from Friday night. Cardi B and her hubby, Offset. They were spotted heading to their courtside seats at the State Farm Arena game. Hopefully the two enjoyed their date night now that Offset is off tour with the Migos and Drake. Again, they enjoyed that Hawks game because they were talking about it all weekend long. And for more of the A Scene, make sure you visit our website, 11alive.com/the A Scene. And don't forget to follow us on the gram and tweet us as well. And you know what? Hey, if you see a celebrity in town, you know what to do. You can send me a direct message, Fran TV Host on the gram, or you can just use our hashtag, the A Scene.